this is Lady Boulay, and I hope you're having a marvelous day. Thank you for your support. Thank you for subscribing to the channel. Thank you for your thumbs up, for your comments, and thank you for sharing the videos. Thank you for all you do to support the channel. And yes, we are commanded to love one another, whether we want to or not, or whether we agree with each other or not. And I saw snippets of the Grammys the other night. I like to watch the fashions, but I don't watch the awards unless it's something really special. And I was glad that Beyonce finally won Album of the Year because she should have won it before now. So I just dip in and dip out. And in dipping in, of course, you will see snippets of Kanye West and his wife that he parades around the world stage because now that's the only way he can get attention. The only way he can get attention is to bring his wife out in public, dressed in a very provocative and vulgar manner. And I guess he wasn't getting the attention that he thought he should get at the Grammys, so he went out and lied on Don Lemon and said Don Lemon said that he had been kicked out of the Grammys. Notice he went and picked on a black person. Don Lemon had to come back and clear his name.
First of all, Kanye, Ye, whatever your name is, I did not start a rumor about you being kicked out of the Grammys. I actually corrected it. I saw someone on your team who asked me to correct it because it had been reported everywhere. So, first of all, get your straight. And you, of all people, calling me a coon? Negro, that Make America Great Again hat must be too tight on your head.
And there were two reasons, I guess, why people might say they were kicked out. Because number one, according to the people who saw them on the red carpet, she had on that full length fur coat. But they say that she was naked underneath and she took the coat off and showed off all of her, attributes. And another reason some said was that he wasn't invited to the Grammys. Now, I don't know if everybody who's a recording star gets invited to the Grammys or not, because there are people sitting up in there who've never made a record or never made a record anybody ever listened to, like Cynthia or Revo. But nevertheless, he tried to pick a fight with Don Lemon, again, a black man, for attention. He's not picking a fight with white folks. He's out here picking a fight with black people. And so, because I guess he didn't get the traction that he thought he was going to get, he put this on Twitter. And I thought this was just really disgraceful. So this is a letter that he posted on Twitter. I'm not going to read it. If you want to read it, you can pause the video and read it. But he's using a lot of derogatory language, talking about having dominion over his wife and saying that people criticize the way she looked on the red carpet, which they really should have, and then throwing the N-word around, showing his disdain for black people. So if he has a mental disorder or something where he needs psychological attention, he will never get it because his arrogance won't let him. But the good news is that black Americans are starting to really ignore Kanye West, because what little talent he had, he destroyed, offending people for no reason, going out here talking about people and offending people. When people give you a chance to do something that you really want to do, you have to work within the parameters of what those people have given you the right to do. If you want to go out and do your own thing, go out and do your own thing. The problem with him is that he's depending on these white people for money, but he wants to talk trash about them. And so, he crossed the wrong people and they shut him down. So he can't even get a record released. He can't do anything but pull these little stunts that he's pulling now with this woman. And he's clear on what he's doing. He's taking the white woman, the white man's pride and joy, and humiliating her in public. And she's allowing him to do it. So they're in it together. But the takeaway from this is that black Americans seem to be showing signs of growth, that gradually we are weaning ourselves off this obsession with celebrity because now it has just gotten to be a display in frivolity. Black celebrities used to be a little bit more serious. They used to take their role as Black Americans seriously for the most part. But now it's just every man for himself, and let's see how much money we can make, and let's just see how outrageous we can be to get clicks and views and make money. It's all about making money. They don't have any education. Their moral system seems to be bankrupt. They just don't represent the best of who we are as Black Americans. And the ones who do don't get the limelight and the attention that they deserve. But still, if you stay on course and you respect yourself, if you really have the talent to be in the area that you want to be in, you will make your way because the world demands the best. So you have to be like a Beyonce. Just become the best at what you are and just keep doing it. And don't sacrifice your principles. And that is what we should demand of these people if we're going to give them our money and our attention. It's time for this blind celebrity worship to be over. So I can see the sprouting of a new generation of Black Americans who are more intelligent, more focused, who are more politically active, and who are more concerned about the totality of the group. I'm looking forward to the day when somebody like Kanye West becomes a dinosaur. He's an old guy in the game, and nobody's paying any attention to him. And I do think it's starting to happen because he's 47 years old. So at 47, you ought to be peaking at the top of your game, at the top of your respectability, and at the top of your craft. And he seems to be crashing downward, even though he says he's still a billionaire. And good for him if he is. Good for him. But for Black Americans, I'm happy that people are starting to ignore not only Kanye West, but other people like him. Where everything is about money, and you're still using the N word, going around throwing the N word around every time you open your mouth. That has to come to an end at some point. And since he's a black man, I think black men have to lead that charge. But anyway, I congratulate Black Americans for ignoring Kanye West and his wife. Now, I don't want to dismiss the fact that there are reports that Kanye West has mental issues. In the magazine Black Psychology Matters, Dr. Kevin Coakley wrote an article about Kanye West entitled The Self-Destruction of Kanye West. In the midst of Kanye's anti-Semitic rant, don't downplay his anti-blackness. Kanye West seems to have a hatred for black women and black men, as witnessed by the fact that when he's talking about black men, he won't even call them by their name. He calls them that N-word. Now, I don't know what Kanye West's mental diagnosis is, but the title of this article is bipolar. So I don't know if he's bipolar or not, but that's what this man is focusing on. He brings out 4 important points. He says Kanye West's anti-Semitism is deeply disturbing, and so is his anti-blackness. His anti-black behavior and comments have been damaging for the black community. So many black people are willing to overlook or excuse him, but what he's saying has been damaging to the black community, which is all the more reason why black people should not only ignore him, but shun him. He also says Eurocentric paradigms of mental health cannot adequately explain Kanye's mental health challenges. So in other words, Kanye West needs some niggerology instead of trying to use these white people's terms and things like that. My uncle used to talk about niggerology. You have to deal with a black person like Kanye West through niggerology. Now, black people know how to do that with other black people. They just don't apply the same thing to a celebrity. But he needs the same treatment that he would be getting if he was in the projects acting a fool. And the last thing he says is an Afrocentric conceptualization of mental health is needed. Yes, he's acting this way out of control because he's getting away with it with black people. But when he pulled his shenanigans with those Jewish people, they snatched the rug out from under him. And he can run around here calling himself a billionaire all he wants to. But I guarantee you, they have dried up every source of income that they could from him. They're not saying anything because it's not wise to say anything. And that's what he doesn't understand. He would do well to keep his mouth shut. He has been very disrespectful to black people, and black people are the ones that elevated him. Black people are the ones that are going around calling him a musical genius. Nobody else is calling him a musical genius because he ain't no genius. Many of the songs that he has that are considered hit records were records that were already hit records before he touched them. They were already commercial successes by other people, and he's just rapping to those songs that were already hits. And he's calling himself a musical genius, and some black people, monkey see, monkey do, are repeating what he said. He ain't no genius. He was rapping to something that was already a commercial success. The disrespect for black Americans has really reached an unacceptable level. Black people were the ones that bought this man's records. Black people are the ones who went to his concerts. Black men in particular were the ones who wanted him to be that guy. But he's not that guy. So for all the support that Kanye West has gotten from black Americans, what black people have gotten back is disdain, disrespect, and basically just turned his ass for everybody to kiss. It's time for black people to get over celebrity. It's time for black people to start thinking about ourselves as a group and how we can move forward in a healthy and positive way and leave these ungrateful, shallow, narcissistic celebrities behind. Y'all let me know what you think about this video. Thank you for watching. Give me a thumbs up and have a good day.